You don't fail because you are weak, you fail because your brain is desperately trying to protect you from a success it secretly fears. Sounds strange, right? But stick with me because today I am about to show you that you've probably been ghosting your own goals without even realizing why. And once you see this clearly, you can finally stop the self-sabotage that's been running your life on autopilot. Let's start with something brutally honest. You say you want success. You say you want that dream body, that perfect job, that peaceful mind, but somewhere between starting and finishing, you pull the brakes, you vanish, you walk away, you scroll, you tell yourself you'll restart on Monday. You say things like, I don't have time right now, or I need to figure it out first, or the classic, I just don't feel motivated anymore. And here is the raw truth. Most people spend their whole life convincing themselves that they just need better discipline, a perfect routine, or more energy, but that's not why they quit. They quit because deep down, success feels like a threat. Success means you'll have to keep it up. Success means new expectations. Success means people might see you, judge you, rely on you, or worse, you might lose it all. And the primitive part of your brain would rather stay safe in familiar failure than risk the unknown of sustained success. So what happens? You sabotage your own progress right when things are finally starting to work. You delay taking action. You start overcomplicating your plans. You talk yourself into quitting by calling it a smart pause, or saying it's not the right time. But it's never about timing. It's about protection. Your brain is trying to protect you from imagined dangerous things that haven't happened, but feel risky. And here's what's wild. This self-sabotage often feels like relief. You skip the workout, relief. You abandon the side hustle, relief. You let the habit slip, relief. Because now you're not exposed. You're not expected to succeed. You're safe again, but you're also stuck. And the cycle repeats: excitement, effort, small wins, growing pressure, fear, sabotage, regret. Repeat. You've probably lived this loop so many times that it feels normal. But let's break it right now. First, we need to expose the hidden fears that fuel your sabotage. Ask yourself, what happens if I actually succeed? Will I lose people? Will I feel trapped? Will I have to keep performing forever? Most people never ask this, but it's the key, because often your goal isn't too hard, it just feels too risky to your identity. You're loyal to your old self, the version of you who didn't wake up early, who didn't take big swings, who didn't have high standards. And growth threatens that version. So you pull yourself back to comfort, sometimes slowly, sometimes instantly. But you don't have to live like that. You can handle your goals without panic, without burning out, without quitting halfway. Here's how. The first step is what I call zooming out fast. When you feel like quitting, when you feel that magnetic pull to procrastinate or give up, don't trust your feelings in that moment. Trust your vision. Ask yourself, if I quit now, where will I actually be in 6 months? What's the real cost? You have to create a painful, clear image of where this path leads if you ghost your goal again. Most people quit because they zoom in on today. It's discomfort, but success comes when you zoom out and see the bigger pain of giving up. When your future regret feels more real than your current resistance, you break the cycle. Next, shrink the goal. One of the easiest ways to slip past the fear center of your brain is to make your next step so laughably small that your brain can reject it. You feel too tired to work out? Do 1 push-up. You feel like skipping your habit? Do 30 seconds. You don't want to post your project? Write 1 sentence. Tiny steps trick your brain into motion, and momentum is where confidence comes from. And here's the magic. Small steps stack fast. It's not about forcing yourself to do massive action every day. It's about refusing to let yourself fully stop. Which brings me to the third step. Pre-decide your bare minimum. Most people fail because they wait until they're exhausted, stressed, or overwhelmed to decide what to do. But when you're already tired, your brain will always vote for quitting. So you have to pre-decide. On my worst days, I will still do insert your bare minimum. Maybe it's 1 page, 1 rep. 5 minutes. Your bare minimum is your lifeline when you want to quit. It's how you protect your progress through hard days. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying in motion. And listen carefully. Consistency doesn't mean doing it all, it means refusing to ghost your goals. You're allowed to scale down. You're allowed to slow down, but you're not allowed to vanish. Because when you vanish, you teach yourself that you can't be trusted to finish. And that's how people lose faith in themselves, not because they failed, but because they stopped showing up. So what's the real skill? It's not willpower. It's learning to stay connected to your goal through small, flexible, easy-to-handle actions, even when your brain screams to escape. And here's what's beautiful. The more you practice this, the less your brain sees success as a threat. You'll build proof that you can handle it. You can sustain it. You can grow without losing yourself. And when that happens, self-sabotage starts to die. Because self-sabotage can't survive in an environment where small, safe, daily action is normal. But if you keep aiming for perfect, all-or-nothing progress, you will always bounce between burnout and giving up. You have to build a relationship with your goal that is so simple, so low pressure, that your brain doesn't need to slam the brakes. And if you do quit sometimes because you're a human, here as the final piece, come back fast. Most people don't fail because they slip, they fail because they stay gone. They wait too long to come back, and the gap kills the habit. So make this your mantra. I'm allowed to slip. I'm not allowed to disappear. You can mess up. You can have bad days. But you always come back fast. That's the only rule that really matters. And if you can hold onto that, if you can zoom out when you're panicking, if you can shrink your next step when fear rises, if you can pre-decide your bare minimum, if you can come back fast, when you mess up you can beat self-sabotage without willpower, without complicated routines, without punishing yourself. You can finally finish what you start. You can finally trust yourself again. You can finally handle your life, your fitness, your dreams the easy way. This is not about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about handling yourself smarter. And that's why you're here, because you're ready to stop quitting on you. You're ready to stop ghosting your own goals. You're ready to actually stay in the game. And if you're ready, hit that like button. Subscribe to Easy Handling for more. And remember, you don't have to battle your brain, you just have to make it safe to succeed. I'll see you in the next one.